America is in a precarious position. As I watch 2020 come to an end, I feel like I'm watching the nation that I love crumble before my eyes. For the first time in decades, we have a president who governs in the best interest of the people. A president who made it his mission to put you in control. But half of America can't handle being in control. They long for government to not just direct their every move, but support them too. The Democrats trained them to be this way. You know, the reason Iraq and Afghanistan could never fully handle democracy is because it takes exceptional people to make democracy work. People who embrace individualism, entrepreneurship, hard work, even risk for a greater future. The people of Iraq still long for the iron fist of Saddam Hussein. That is not exceptionalism. That's defeatism. I see it happening in America today. We now have half a nation so lazy they don't want success, unless of course it's handed to them, which by definition is impossible. They simply want handouts, and their leftist leaders are eager to comply. Listen to Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez make promises to Georgia voters.
We win in Georgia, we can help transition this country to a $15 minimum wage. We can make sure that we expand people's access to health care. Shout out to my fellow radicals in the United States who believe crazy things like a full-time job should be enough for you to live.
I believe that she is crazy. You see what she's saying? We will pay you more no matter how hard you work. That doesn't breed exceptionalism, AOC. It breeds laziness. The Democrats exploited the Chinese virus to make people even lazier. It's how they want it. The government paid people more money to sit home than people made when they were working. That's insanity. But a fabulous ploy, right? If your goal is to make people more reliant on government. So as we now face a global pandemic, a possible future president 50% of America believes is illegitimate because he cheated to win, Antifa and BLM street thugs that in many cities have more control over the streets than police, judges who refuse to uphold the law, cowards for elected leaders, and a federal government on the verge of being taken over by socialists. Yes, you better believe we are in a perilous position. We are on the verge of losing this nation if we do not act. So I'm telling you, we must stand up and say enough. Those in government find it acceptable, even preferable, to demand we submit. And if we do not comply with their unconstitutional orders, Americans are being arrested. The country I love is being hijacked before our eyes.
Maybe you would start riding transit, maybe for a week, just to show that it's safe.
It is important to let people know the subways are safe. I like the idea, so I accept that good idea, and we'll figure out when the right time to do that is.
What an idiot. How about you open restaurants in New York and eat out every night to prove they are safe? Instead, the very fundamental value that makes America special, the right to own property. Property the government cannot just seize without just compensation. That is being destroyed, that right to own property. People's businesses have been seized and shuttered by the left's overreaching and oh-so-stifling regulations. Everything people worked for has been wiped out, not because of the virus, but because of the less extreme reaction to it. A business is property. You can't just take it, but that is what's happening. It is all part of their ultimate destruction of America, to break it down and rebuild it where government is in total control.
The integrity of our elections remains intact. And now it's time to turn the page, as we've done throughout our history, to unite, to heal.
Unite and heal. Joe Biden calls for unity as his party destroys America. He calls us names. He wants our guns. He concocted the scheme to persecute Michael Flynn, the great general. He compared President Trump to Hitler. and he overlooked and even encouraged the political violence we continue to witness across the country by Antifa and BLM thugs. Yes, America is in trouble. We are on the ropes, but not out. Our side is and always has been stronger, more courageous, and far more committed to freedom than the anti-freedom force. We will survive this barrage of tyranny because that is what we do as Americans. We fight and we survive.
Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news channel, now in more than 70 million homes. You can get Newsmax TV on your cable system or check your cable guide. And if your system doesn't carry Newsmax, call them, tell them you want Newsmax TV, because we're real news for real people.